Let's dive over into Hawaii, which also saw so many impacts from Lala just 7 days ago. And now we got another tropical system on the way. Tropical Storm Moke is going to be moving on through, thankfully, sitting just to the south of the Hawaiian Islands. Forecast to get a little bit stronger as we move into our early Sunday morning. And we're still going to see plenty of rain impact, that is for sure, after Lala came through, dumping over 3 feet of rain in some spots along the Big Island. Now, right now, we're looking at the power outages from Lala that still are impacting the Big Island. We still have 9,000 folks that are without power as we speak, and we're still going to be expecting that tropical storm to be moving on through. Now, the good news is with this system as well, because it's so much farther south, we're not going to see too much of a wind impact. It's mostly going to be that rain. We're expecting anywhere from 5 to 10 inches of rain falling widespread throughout the Big Island. Hence why we do have that flood watch on deck through our Monday. So all the way through this weekend and through Monday afternoon as well, Hawaiian time. So our rain forecast, widespread, we will see 3 to 5 to 8 inches of rain. On the Hilo side, we're going to see more of that rain impact coming in directly from the sky. But even though on the Kona side, we're looking at 1 to 2 inches of rain coming down, we still have to realize that a lot of that higher elevations, they're going to pick up a lot more rain. And what drops there has to continue going down. So we still have to watch out for the mudslide potential and, of course, some flash flooding, even with just a little bit of rain falling directly from the sky from that tropical storm. So looking into the timing wise of this, we're expecting more of that rain from those outer bands to be moving into the Big Island as we move into the later half of today. But really, it's going to be Sunday where the majority of those impacts are going to be, well, impacting the Hawaiian Islands. We're also going to be seeing this mostly in the Big Island, but there will be those outer bands that hit the northern islands as well, especially Maui needs to be on high alert. We could still see a good 5 to 8 inches of rain falling over there as well. When we're talking the waves, we are expecting to see anywhere from 9 to 12-foot waves possible, especially along the coast there. But even as this tropical storm continues to track towards the south and also towards the west, we will still have some strong currents. So you have to watch out for those rip currents as well. The ocean's going to be a bit dangerous as we move into the beginning of this work week. But of course, here at Fox Weather, we are your hurricane HQ. And it's not just the Pacific that's waking up here, Melanie. The Atlantic has been very active as well.
Yeah, the past couple of weeks, and the latest from the National Hurricane Center is that there's now a third area to watch in the basin. So you look at what we're monitoring here, and you can also see that it is going to be a low-end chance. But that third one that was just added last night is a tropical disturbance that's going to be making its way off the African coast. We'll make our way around the basin to take a peek at what we are monitoring. This first one is more of a robust area of low pressure, and this is the far more northern one near Portugal, near Spain. This is going to continue to potentially produce some rain and strong winds for both of those countries going forward over the next 7 days. There's this pocket of warmer water that the storm could potentially tap into. Maybe it develops tropical characteristics. Nevertheless, it's definitely going to be the rain and wind that we'll be watching as we go forward. You can see the estimated rainfall amounts really highlighted across portions of northern Portugal and into western Spain. There's that bubble where you could get that orange shading. 3 to 5 inches of rain is possible there, and some wind gusts could be up to 50 miles per hour. Then we also head to about 600 miles southeast of Bermuda. This is our next tropical disturbance that we'll be monitoring here. That has now a 10% chance of development going forward over the next 7 days, and we'll be watching for that one to potentially bring some rain across Bermuda. Again, that one, though, out of all the three we're really monitoring, that one's going to be more of a lower end system at that. But we'll watch what that Bermuda high, the semi-permanent feature that we watch this time of year, and how it shifts in the steering flow and pattern that it gives for other disturbances. Well, it's going to keep that disturbance off of the U.S. mainland, but continue to steer it potentially to Bermuda and then farther off to the north going forward into the rest of the week. Your possible development area, we're watching for that chance of development 0 over the next 2 days, but continuing over the next 7, it has a low end development. This is the time of year that we watch for these disturbances to make their way off the African coast. Keep in mind that if this does continue to make its way west, well, it does have to battle a lot of shear that's in place. But all of these are north of the main development region where there's a pocket of some stronger winds aloft.